Hello. If you've been reading the press over the weekend, you might have been misled into believing that Berkeley Free Speech Week is in a bit of bother. I'm here to set the record straight. UC Berkeley has been racking its brains for months trying to work out how to cancel Free Speech Week. They do not want us on campus. The administrators at UC Berkeley have tried everything to derail Free Speech Week, up to and including accusing the students of being inept. They're not. Here's what's really happening. Violent leftist thugs burnt down the UC Berkeley campus the last time I attempted to speak there. So they're right to fear the thugs who'll do anything to stop Milo, Anne, and Uncle Steve from holding a microphone on campus. Leading this coordinated bureaucratic mission to silence conservative voices at Berkeley is the Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs, Steve Sutton, who, it shouldn't surprise anyone, lists his preferred pronouns in his email signature. Another bad dude on the Berkeley campus is Assistant Vice Chancellor for Public Affairs, Dan... is it Mogulov? Mogulov. Steve Sutton released a press statement over the weekend saying that 2 of Free Speech Week's headline events are now cancelled because the student group hosting us, the Berkeley Patriot, failed to file the paperwork on time. Well, that isn't true. For well over 3 weeks, the student group hosting Free Speech Week, the Berkeley Patriot, has been stonewalled, ignored and sidelined by the Berkeley administration, which has consistently refused to answer questions and even return phone calls. When students, sick of being ignored, physically went to the offices on campus, they were told administrators had run away. My company, Milo Inc., working with the Berkeley Patriots, has all permits, permissions and venues reserved. We simply had questions regarding the contract details before blindly giving Berkeley $65,000. Among these questions was, we wanted to know if we'd get our $65,000 back if Berkeley cancelled the event. After endless attempts spanning 3 weeks, Steve Sutton's office has refused to respond to us. On Wednesday, September 13th, his office finally sent a new contract to the Berkeley Patriot with the deadline to be signed and delivered with $65,000 in fees by Friday, September 15th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Since August 25th, we've been working in good faith with Sutton's office, and the September the 15th deadline came from nowhere and was completely arbitrary. The contract sent Wednesday last week was identical to the old one. Our questions about refunds and other issues had not been addressed. The Berkeley Patriot asked Sutton's office if this was a mistake. In fact, between Wednesday and Friday afternoon of last week, members of the Berkeley Patriot inquired on 19 separate occasions in calls and emails that were not returned. During that time, the university police, under influence from Sutton, rescinded an agreement with the Berkeley Patriot and informed the students they suddenly needed to file 12 separate security applications, when they previously assured the students that they only needed 1. The university's insurance company then suddenly let the students know that this event would not be covered. Meanwhile, as administrators at Berkeley were not returning calls to us last week, they were returning calls to somebody else, the Los Angeles Times. In a story published at 12:30 Pacific Standard Time on Friday, September 15th, the exact moment, according to emails, that Sutton's office finally responded to the Berkeley Patriot about the contract, the LA Times published a story quoting administrators saying the group hadn't filed their paperwork and that the event was probably not going to happen. And what did the office have to say to us? Nothing, except that the contract was accurate and they would not be answering any further questions. Because our bank is on the East Coast, which UC Berkeley of course knows, this gave me and the Berkeley Patriot exactly 90 minutes to assess, review, sign and transfer $65,000 to the university in order to secure Zellerbach Hall and Wheeler Hall for our events. Despite the massive risk and repeated stonewalling from the administration at Berkeley, we did return the paperwork signed on time. By then, of course, the banks were closed on the East Coast and money would be sitting in limbo until Monday morning. This was designed to force a cancellation. We are not going to cancel Free Speech Week. I'm not going to allow these slippery bureaucratic tactics to derail an event that we've been planning for months and which is going to end up costing almost $250,000. UC Berkeley waited until after a speech by establishment-friendly conservative Ben Shapiro to respond to the Berkeley Patriot and to us. They're trying to pretend to you that they're viewpoint neutral, but it obviously isn't true. Nobody riots when Ben Shapiro speaks, but they do when I show up. They will for Ann Coulter, and I'm pretty sure they also will for Steve Bannon when he shows up at Berkeley later this month. We didn't get the assurances we were looking for, but as an act of good faith, this morning, I wired UC Berkeley $65,000. Actually, to be precise, I wired them $65,758.76.
Once again, UC Berkeley is attempting to stop free speech.
They've refused to respond to our emails in a timely manner. They don't meet with us in person. They dodge our attempts to discuss the event.
In recent media, UC Berkeley has lied, saying that we haven't met our deadlines. This could be more than false. It'd be easier to meet those deadlines if UC Berkeley, say, responded to their emails.
They've been trying to do everything that they can to prevent this from happening in a very bureaucratic way.
We have done our best to reach out to the university, but they keep dodging our attempts.
They've been unresponsive to emails. They refuse to meet with us. We couldn't get in touch with the proper people to discuss certain things like the venue fees or the contracts.
This is clearly a tactic of bureaucratic stonewalling, which they've done before.
They don't want this event to happen, but they can't cancel it outright. They need for it to look like it was our fault, our own failures, which is not the case. We've been replying within minutes to every single email they've sent, and we've gotten everything in on the right times and the right dates.
And they're telling the press that the Patriot wasn't following the protocol when we were.
We hope the university realizes that the Berkeley Patriot has been nothing but cooperative and flexible while trying to host this event.
They leaked to the press that Steve Bannon will be speaking at Berkeley. This is a big problem because Bannon is someone who's likely to draw more attention from Antifa, which increases our risk. They didn't have permission to do that.
They didn't include specific key clauses that we needed to protect ourselves as students in case something went wrong.
UC Berkeley, if you truly care about your students, you would stop blaming the conservatives and you would start, say, I don't know, telling the police to do their job, putting Antifa in jail.
UC Berkeley's conservative students feel totally betrayed by their university. And so do I. They're asking today, and I'm asking today, UC Berkeley, please rediscover your commitment to free speech, rediscover your commitment to the First Amendment, and help us stage a successful Free Speech Week.